Here's yesterday's news for Saturday, November 5th, 2022, aka The Receipt. So I figured that it's maybe not the best viewing experience to watch someone squat 40 sets in a row of not so lightweight, so I just do a stream of consciousness kind of overlay over the top of it. Not really aiming to talk about anything in particular, but of course, the elephant in the room is, why are you squatting 1,000,000 pounds? Or trying to squat 1,000,000 pounds in November? How's it going? What's going on with that? Is this madness? What is this? For starters, I've kind of always wanted to do this in terms of what I've been interested in. I used to, when I was first started lifting, do like sets, or like 20 sets of squats in a workout, and I would like max out on singles, then max out on triples, and then do like some volume work with fives, and then plus, some speed work, and then warming up, and it came out to about 20 sets. And I kind of always liked the really grindy, just doing a ton of sets, although never quite like this. And so that kind of planted the seed in terms of just doing really high volume squatting, and just unnecessarily high. I don't think this is actually effective for anything. I think that your goal is hypertrophy. This is way too much volume. And it's probably fairly dangerous, so we can circle back to that. But then there was another phase of like my lifting career where I tore my labrum, and I tore it. I've actually messed up my right shoulder several times, but one of them I tore it falling down the stairs, and after that, it left me with a shoulder that hung about 2 inches lower than the other one, which meant I couldn't back squat at all, which was quite an unfortunate little bit of thing. And so what that meant was I had to figure out something else to do where I could back squat, but I couldn't go over 100 pounds. And so I started doing every minute on the minute sets of squat with just like an obscenely low weight, because I couldn't support anything across my shoulders if it compressed my shoulders. And so I'd do like 30 sets of 10 with like 65 pounds every minute on the minute. And so that, like, when you're trying to like progress and make progressions, because, as Nietzsche says, joy is the feeling of your gaining power, or you're getting stronger, or something. I forget the exact quote. It depends on the translation too. But joy is the feeling of yourself getting stronger, and you're always trying to push numbers, and the only number I could push, really, was, how much total volume I did in a workout when I'm doing like 20 sets of 10, 30 sets of 10, which is just incredibly lightweight. Here you can tell, also, the belt is starting to get really uncomfortable for me. It's actually just a ton of stuff is becoming increasingly uncomfortable. I had to like make sure my shoes are extra tight now, because I was starting to blister like my feet on squats, which has never happened to me before. Wearing the belt over the course of so many sets over the past 5 days, it's like the area where the belt goes is tender. You see me try a bunch of different belt locations. Also, different areas of my back are quite tender now as well, where like low bar squats are easier, but the portion of my back where you go okay, we're switching up to 205s now. The portion of my back that, where I put the bar for the shelf for the low bar squat is like pretty torn up now at this point, and so even though it would be easier to just do my sets at the low bar, it's quite uncomfortable. It's quite uncomfortable to wear the belt, which is why I stopped wearing the belt at the lighter weights, even though I think it helps out. Also, legs are really tight. You might notice, like, I'm squatting a little bit high. That is because my legs have had a massive leg pump since the morning of day 3 that has not gone away, and it is actually quite difficult to get all the way down, and I'm not gonna... When I'm focused on doing 40 sets of squats, I don't think I'm going to focus on varying every single rep. I'm just trying to get the reps done as fast as possible. Because, I'm not looking to generate an enormous amount of time under tension. I'm trying to squat as fast as possible here, and the reason being is I'm not trying to get hypertrophy, so that would be why you would want a slow, controlled squat. And you know, if I do develop anything, there you see a different sort of belt location. But if I was going to develop any sort of like positive quality out of this, it would be speed, because it's not heavy enough to develop strength, but you know, maybe I develop some speed. That's kind of a hope, but you know, probably not. Also, if you have any suggestions or requests in terms of the editing, I'm trying to figure out how to best do this, you know, and have everything be nice while still not taking an enormous amount of effort. Man, there's so many sets of these squats. You know, it's it's this weird thing where, in terms of fatigue, you know, when you look on the paper and you're like, oh, 10 sets of 10 at like 100 pounds, that's easy, and then 10 sets of 4 at 205, that's super easy, and then 10 sets of 6 at 165, that's super easy, etc. All of it's easy independently, but when you stack it on top of each other, it becomes a lot less manageable. You know, my maximum max is 650, although it wouldn't be 650 in this belt and knee sleeves. It's 650 in a leather belt and wraps. Maybe in this belt and knee sleeves, I could get something in the range of like mid-high fives. I've never tried to lift really heavy with this belt. This belt is just more comfortable than the leather one, and I can keep it on. That's another thing that was, in terms of belt choice, putting on the leather belt over and over and over is very fatiguing. Another thing I've noticed is, so before when I set up a squat, alright, now we have the 165 flight coming in. Before when I set up a squat, I would always step back with the left foot and always step forward with the left foot at the end. And what I've discovered very quickly on day one is that actually fatigues one side of my lower back more than the other. So I've since started to try and mix it up where I'm stepping back with both feet and also stepping forward with both feet, so I minimize the asymmetric fatigue. There you look, on that one I stepped back with the right foot first. And so, yeah. Also, trying to maintain hydration. Normally I never bring water to workouts, but I'm bringing, you see the Gatorade bottle, that's like very, very diluted Gatorade powder and salt and water, and the whole purpose is just hydration. It doesn't taste, well, it tastes like ass, because it's like a bottle of salt water basically, but trying to maintain the hydration to avoid the rhabdo, which is becoming a concern a little bit. Piss is a little dark, putting on weight, I think it's like water weight inside my legs, because it's not like I'm running a huge caloric surplus, or that's the only way I can really think in terms of what's going on. And my rest periods on these are very short. I think if you, so when you rest, you're looking for like two things, right? You're looking for cardiovascular recovery and muscular recovery. I actually don't need the muscular recovery at all to really just keep doing the weight, whatever weight it is, because this weight is so light for me. I do need the cardiovascular recovery, otherwise I'm just going to gas out. Which means I can take really, really short rest periods because I just have to wait the cardio out. And I think that the way to make the workouts extremely hard is to let yourself get cold. I think I did that on day 2, I think it was. I just like let myself get cold too often, and like the workout ended up taking like 3.5 hours, and it was super, super miserable. And so now I've started picking up the pace a bit. I also think day 1, notice here I'm without a belt now because the belt is starting to bother me. I think I switched to the belt being, I flip it upside down to try and figure out a way to make it more comfortable. Maybe not on this set, but coming up. Yeah, hopefully the newspaper's visible enough for the receipt to be, considered legitimate. I think it is, but I could probably do a video zooming out from it. And that would be a little bit better. But I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments, I suppose. My computer keeps on going to sleep because it's not considering my recording these legitimate. What's going on? Okay, so there's a video skip. Hopefully that video file's not corrupted, and that was just on my end from the computer going to sleep, and not missing out my squats. These kids were like hella strong for like their age. This is also another indicator that you can tell that I'm here a long time, is because all the people in front of me throughout like the entire video changed. Yeah, these kids were just talking in Spanish. They looked like super young and were like super strong for what their ages looked like. And now we're switching to the 105. Oh, okay. I gotta change up the. Oh wait, no, this is 125. This is 105. Yeah, so 125 for sets of 8. I'm still trying to figure out which set and rep range, or which weight and rep range is the easiest in terms of doing volume. I think 165 for 6 and 125 for 8 and 185 for 5 all feel pretty good in that regard. I meant to do 165 for 5, but I forgot and I ended up doing it for 6, which is not what I meant to do. So I should have been doing like 1,000 pounds less volume today. This is also just a pure squat day, so I should be doing a little bit more weight anyways, instead of like the squat variants that I've been doing on some of the other days. I forget what the kids in front of me were. It was like 225 or something. That was pretty impressive. One thing about like doing these super lightweights is just normally I'm very used to always being the strongest person in the gym and doing the very heaviest weight, and so it's like a little bit weird having people squatting more than me in front of me. And of course I get some weird looks as to like why I'm recording squatting like 125, because the shtick that makes it hard is that how many sets I'm doing, not the weight or the reps. I don't even know how many I can do 125. I think if I just do one whole set. I think the most important thing when selecting the weights and the rep ranges for this is you want all of your reps to just be super fast. Because if they're slow, it's gonna be a lot more damaging to the muscle, or hypertrophy, and you don't want that. You want to get the weight done as quickly as possible. So, or you want to get the poundage for the month tally as efficiently as possible. So you want to do it quickly. I think my squat style is pretty well conducive to that. I don't have a super controlled descent. I kind of just dive bomb a little bit. It's not like a pure dive bomb, but I go about this speed on the way down that I am with this weight that I do with like 500 or whatever, or 600, maybe a little bit slower. Although that means if like I get some like kind of weird whip or something, it's like I misgroove more easily, I think. I'm not sure if it's better to be more controlled or not. Another thing you can tell how far I'm getting into the workout is just the sweat. It gets super sweaty by the end. Yeah, so how about the weather? It's actually like raining and power outages near my house. Kind of cut past a couple days. Getting close to the end of the workout, it's really just like, it's such a grind in terms of like, you just have to put one foot in front of the other. Like, in terms of approaching the workout, there's no part of the workout where I feel good. Like, I feel bad when I'm warming up. I'm like, oh, I can't do this. And then, like, I get to the, like, working sets. And I'm like, oh, I can't do this. And then, like, it's just, I can't do this for, like, the first, I don't know, 32 sets, 33 sets. the end is near, right here, with coming in on, what is this, 37,000 pounds? I forget what number I put in the splash, but anyways, feel free to do a YouTube video.